Jacob Show. The question is, you scared? What you scared of? What are you afraid of? What's got you running? What's got you nervous? What do you think you can't overcome? Well, today, guess what? I have Althisha Matthews right here on the Kim Jacob Show.
Hello.
Hello. And we're going to be talking about getting over that fear, how to get some things done, in our lives. And so we have a great show lined up for you. Grab your virtual seats. Let everybody know that you are here in the virtual studio audience of the Kim Jacob Show. Let me know where you're visiting from. Are you here from the Philippines, here in the United States? Put your name, put your location, and let me know that, say, I am here. If you don't type a comment, I never know that you're even in the studio audience. Even if you're just watching backstage, I never know. So please let us know. Hey, Tony, how are you? Great morning to you. And Althisha, once we go to the commercial break, you'll get a chance to share it with your friends and family as well. So glad to have you here today.
Thank you. It's nice to be here, Kim. Thanks for having me.
We're going to have a great time. I can't wait. And you are beautiful. Yeah, I wanted a lot of people to be on when I said that. You just gorgeous over there.
I appreciate it.
And you have a whole little swag. I can tell you got swag and this attitude. You're a trip. I can tell we're going to have a great time today. If you think we're going to have a great time today on the Kim Jacob Show, go ahead and put yes. I'm feeling the great vibes. Yes. Let's get started. Hi, I'm Kim Jacobs, the Balance Doctor. Thank you so much for tuning in to this episode of the Kim Jacobs Show. Be sure to subscribe to the Kim Jacobs Show right on YouTube. Turn on your notification bell to all so you never miss a beat. And guess what? Every time you watch, you're going to receive a real relevant and relatable guest that's going to share with you a piece of the puzzle on this journey called life that will help you be able to manage just a little bit smoother. At the end of the day, the Kim Jacobs Show goal is to be able to provide balance to the world, one household at a time.
Kim Jacobs Show. You're watching Kim Jacobs Show.
Yes, welcome to this episode of the Kim Jacob Show. I have special guest Althisha Matthews. Woo, woo. And Althisha is actually a 32-year-old mother, entrepreneur, author, transformational business consultant, and the founder of Lamar Agency.
Whoa, the whole bio.
Yes. You see how I did my hand like that? And the founder of Lamar Agency, right?
Yes.
Lamar Agency is an organically grown private home health agency servicing all of Georgia. So you're out of the Georgia area?
Yes, I'm right here in Atlanta, Georgia.
You know what? I don't know what it is, Althisha, and maybe you can go ahead and just shed light right from the beginning. People that are in Atlanta, y'all have a certain it's like a certain aura about you. I should have known you were in Georgia.
Wow.
Tell us what that thing is that the Georgians have. Tell us what it is.
Now, it's that Southern hospitality that just gives off energetically, I would say. I know that a lot of the women here are very beautiful, and we have a lot of entrepreneurs here. Now, you know what? Atlanta has been dubbed the new Black Mecca, so maybe that's it. I don't know, but we have a lot of beautiful people here.
All right.
You
stand out, right? You have to stand out, and you definitely stand out. That's for sure. So I'm sure when you're walking down the street, you be like, "Pardon me, I'm here."
Right.
That's funny. Tell us about your overall life. Who is Althisha? What brought you to where you are today?
Well, you summed it up, Kim. First and foremost, I'm a mother. I take that title very, very seriously, proudly.
You know what? Before you even go further, because I know you're going to be disappointed in me if I don't tell you this, sit up a little taller in the seat, only because that way, yeah. Okay. You see, look at all. Yeah. Okay. Yes. There you go. Go ahead. We can see you better now.
Okay, perfect. I was sharing this with Kim before we here.
Sit up in the seat. I said sit up. Now you sat up Atlanta, Georgia way. I would have just sat up like that. You sat up. How did you sit up? Show how you sat up. Now, who sits up like that? I don't sit up like that. Up and sit down, sit up. Go ahead. Tell us your story.
So I'm 32 years old. I am a mother, first and foremost. I am a entrepreneur. My day-to-day life is always hectic. So that's why today's topic is so important to me for a lot of people, because a lot of people have busy day-to-day lives and they'll just say, well, the heck with this dream, the heck with this podcast, because I don't have enough time for it.
Right.
So for me to be 32 years old, single parent, my story is not original. I still find time to get things done, such as I'm working on my third book in less than 6 months. So
Wow.
it's possible. It's possible. And now with COVID-19 being here, we had nothing but time to get things done.
Wow. I love that. I love that. And you say it's so many people at your age, 32, single mom, entrepreneur, and they're making excuses that they can't get done. What do you feel? I don't know. What do you think it's related to?
Well, a lot of it, some people would call it excuses, but there's a lot of subconscious fear that people aren't aware of.
Okay. So you attribute it not to an excuse, but to the fact that there's something deep down inside that's making them feel like they can't accomplish that particular goal.
Absolutely. And it's projecting as an excuse, but deep down inside is really a fear. It's a mindset shift that needs to happen. And just
so have you always been so confident yourself, or where are there times in your past that you were like, okay, this brought me to this point of confidence because this thing happened? What happened that was that turning point in your life?
I've always been confident, but being confident, a lot of people can't relate, could make a person lazy. If you're confident and you're talented at more than one thing, you can have the tendency to just not do anything at all, because you can have, well, I can do this, I can do that, I can do this, and you just, all right, I just won't do anything.
Yeah. Wow, that's really good.
Procrastinator. I've always been a major procrastinator. I'm the first to admit it. But people outside looking in, they're like, oh, she has it all together. No, I haven't always had it together.
Well, I told you one of my stories. I had a whole different shirt on before the show and went to spray some in my natural hair here and ended up getting a stain right on my shirt. Right. So people, when they see me come on the show, it's like, oh, that's nice or whatever. But you didn't see the big stain behind the scenes,
Absolutely.
And that's such as life, that there are things that happen in our lives and we deal with them behind the scenes as appropriately as we know how. But then from the outside perspective, people are seeing just the end result, which is this confident woman sitting in this chair, projecting the aura of, I got this, Yes. So do you consider that more of a fake it till you make it kind of theory? Or do you feel like that it's not a fake it till you make it? It's just a part of who you are, your aura.
Yeah, it's a part of who you are, because I'm a strong believer. If you're faking it till you make it, you're going to be exposed, because you can only keep up a facade for so long. So you can be organically authentic, but still
I type that, organically authentic.
Yes. You can be organically authentic and show up and show out in your field, but also be battling self-doubt, which is a huge one, self-worth, which is a humongous one as well, and other subconscious fears that get in the way of showing up and showing out to your fullest potential.
That's good. That's Absolutely. Really good. So you say you're a single mom. How many children do you have?
2.
Okay. And what are some of your joys of motherhood? Tell us from that.
Ooh.
Joys or aggravations or
no, they're all pleasant. And especially now being able to actually be home with them, I'm really, really enjoying just learning them. I have a 15-month-old and she's probably 16 months now, so forgive me if I'm a day or two off. But this is my daughter. I have an older son, and she's my daughter. And we have a stairway in our house that has 2 entrance points.
Okay.
So we have to block the stairways, and this little girl is so tenacious that she tries to climb the gate and somehow gets past the gate to get up the stairs. Now, this is so relevant to today's conversation because her name is Alyssa. As Alyssa goes up the stairs, not once does she turn around to see how far she's come. Not once has she turned around to see, oh, let me back down out of fear. She just keeps going because she has that end goal in mind, and that's to get to the top of the stairs because whatever it is she's wanting is at the top and not behind her.
What?
So that's
now this is a 16-month-old little girl, and she has now hopped over something that's supposed to prevent her from being able to even get. That's the whole point of the gate, is to prevent the child. It's childproof. Yes. Well, y'all need to go back, manufacturers, to the drawing board because Alyssa has overcome that obstacle and that hurdle in her life. There are no limitations on Alyssa. She is going up the steps if she wants to go up. But guess what? One thing you're saying, Althisha, that I love is that if she looks back as she's going up those steps, guess what would happen?
She'd get fearful.
She would get fearful. She would fall, and she would be like, oh my goodness, she would never go over that fence again.
Yep, absolutely.
But the fact that she never looks back, I bet she's standing at the top of the steps every time you see her at the end of the day. When you're like, you got to be kidding me. That girl is up at the top of the steps.
Celebrating. Like it was a quest for her. So she's celebrating. And of course, I'm there every step behind her in case she falls. But she's just celebrating.
Wow.
Like, I did it. Like, I did it, you know?
And now, as a mom, let's talk about that for a second. And guys, everybody that's watching, you all know this show. This show is all about how you're balancing some aspect of your life. As my guest, Althisha, is sharing here today, this is how she's balancing her life, overcoming obstacles, dealing with fear, and using the illustration of her daughter, Alyssa. Now, Alyssa, she says, as a mother, she's walking behind her and preventing her from falling in case she falls. Right. How important is it for a parent to walk behind their child on their journey, Althisha?
Oh, to me, that's of uber importance. Absolutely. But in my opinion, you give them the knowledge, you give them the know-how, but you also allow them to have that experience.
Right.
Meaning releasing that control. But at 16 months, I'm hands-on. Like you turn around, hey, you see me, you see her. So that's just the dynamics because she's so young.
Right.
But as she gets older, I'll loosen the reins. But it is very important for a parent to be there every step of the way so that if that child does look back, they know that you got their back. You're right there.
Wow. I'm really grateful that you're talking about this. And another thing, today, everybody that's tuning in, we're talking with Althisha Matthews, and she is an author, entrepreneur, mother, and she is on a journey to share with people the importance of getting beyond fear. So make sure you tag your friends, invite them, just type their names right here in the comments section and say, hey, get into this broadcast. As much as I hear you talking about you nervous, you scared, all of that stuff, guess what? Tag your friends. Take a moment and do that right now. Invite them to be a part of this broadcast and in this conversation. As you guys have questions, go ahead and type your questions. We do this thing called a flash round here on the Kim Jacobs Show. You can ask your questions and my guests will usually answer them, or you can even come onto the screen and have a head-to-head conversation. And the link is in the comment section. But if you're enjoying this discussion already, type yes in the comment section because it is a fruitful, necessary conversation.
Yes.
Now, Althisha, you talk about your daughter, and now you also have a son. Tell us a little bit about your dynamics with him.
That's my best friend. both of them are, but they're so different. And Alyssa's more of a risk taker. And a part of that is because she doesn't know anything else. Whereas Dylan, which is my son's name, he's had to experience the bumps and bruises. So He has that fear. He's gone to school and been influenced by others to where he has that in the back of his mind that, oh, maybe this does not work. Right. Whereas Alyssa doesn't know anything. So a lot of us feel as though, well, fear is just something that's in us. No, fear is something that's been coached and trained.
Right, because Alyssa doesn't even have that fear.
No.
So right now, how you haven't taught her to go and be fearless and jump over the hurdles of a child-proof fence. That doesn't happen. That's something that's innate within her. So you can imagine that there is no limitation to what she'll accomplish in life if you don't squash that.
Exactly.
And so I think that's an important point for us to walk away with too. Make sure we cultivate our children's dreams and their goals. Don't squash them and tell them this fence is here for a purpose.
Yes.
So you need to stay behind the fence. Then
Yes.
guess what? The child's never going to try again.
Nope.
So I'm grateful for your approach with Alyssa and with Dylan. And I'm very, very grateful for that. So what else about fear? What do you think is the number one reason why people are afraid?
The number one reason would be, in my opinion or my experience, just coaching and speaking with others, not even time. A lot of people think it's time, but it's the innate fear of failure.
Okay.
And equally, the fear of success.
Yeah. And why do you say that? Because I mean, that's a great point, but elaborate. The fear of failure, and then ultimately the fear of even that, oh, what if I'm wildly successful at this?
Absolutely. And that is something that I've suffered with. What if I'm really good at this? Then what? My whole life changes. And change is uncomfortable a lot of times. So fear of failure, what if I put myself out there and I don't succeed? What if? But what if I put myself out there and I'm wildly successful? Then my whole life changed. Then my circle of friends has to change. Then my lifestyle changes. But guess what? It only changes for the better. The people that are in your life now, if they fall by the wayside, then their season is over. Now it's time for you to elevate into another season and gravitate towards more spiritually and mentally minded people.
Right. That's
so
good.
yeah, so that's very equally, but the fear of success, a lot of people are not aware of that. But that is something that's serious as well.
That's good. That's good. This is great. These are great teachings that you're sharing. So one question I have for you all as a studio audience, what do you fear? What are you nervous about accomplishing? And the word fear itself, I've heard people say, is false evidence appearing real.
Absolutely.
Fear is false evidence appearing real. And I don't remember who said it, but the point is, it's still something that's resonated with me for many years. But what if failure wasn't an option? What would you do? So I want to hear some of your audience input. If you knew that you could do this thing and you would not fail at it, what would be something that you would do? Believe it or not, if you put it out in the atmosphere and start actually sharing what your goals and your dreams are, those are the times that things can manifest, that can become a reality, because then people know how to help you. If nobody knows how to help you, how can you'll never get the help, because nobody knows except for you and God. And sometimes people just have it in their heart and don't even share it with God. So you have to somehow ask, and then you can start becoming the recipient of some of these things. So if failure wasn't an option, I want to hear from the studio audience, what's something that you would do? Tell us what one of the things are, Althisha, that you would do if failure wasn't an option, because you've already been doing it. You're author 3 times over here. Go ahead.
If failure was not an option, I would start a media empire.
A media empire?
Absolutely. Hands down, absolutely.
Althisha.
So let me put that out there. Let me pull that manifestation in.
Media. I'm typing it for you. A media empire.
Yes.
I hope I spelled your name right because I don't have my glasses on. Let's see. So Althisha said that she would start. Let me put this down. Can somebody else type this for me backstage? Althisha would actually start a media empire.
Yes.
Because we want to put it out. I want to put this out in the atmosphere on this show. Bring it in, y'all. Bring it out. Put it out. So can somebody type that and I'll pull it over? Because it's hard for me to type. Okay.
And you know what else, Kim?
Please.
A lot of people aren't really clear you have a lot of people in the audience that's, wow, what would I do? What would I do?
Mm-hmm.
So clarity is another big one.
Well, how do you recommend that people would build a media? Thank you, because I had a typo in mind. So disregard. You definitely don't want to put the dream out and have a typo. Okay, let's try to make sure we
is on it. It's okay.
As long as God know your heart, right? People say that when they make a bunch of mistakes. Althisha would build a media empire.
Absolutely.
So today's guest, Althisha Matthews, is officially sharing how we can overcome our fear to reach our goals and our dreams.
Absolutely.
And her goal would be to build a media empire. What would that look like?
That would be own on steroids. It would, in a nutshell, it would be own on steroids. So it'll be conscious work that we're putting out. So it'll be your publishing, you'll be your productions, your media productions. It will be all kinds of shows, different podcasts. It would just be, hey, that's what my media empire would look like.
I believe that you're going to accomplish that goal easily.
Thank you.
Yes, I'm claiming it with you and touching and agreeing virtually that we're asking God to make that a reality for you. Now, what are some of your goals and dreams that you all are sharing? Let's see. Some people are typing over here so we can get some of these comments in. Okay, Mackenzie said she is working on her goal and her dream is to be a social worker.
Oh,
and
wow.
That's excellent. That's an admirable goal, Mackenzie.
Absolutely.
Because the world needs you in that capacity. You have compassion and you want to help other people and see people be safe, because it sounds like it's a lot of components when it comes to being a social worker.
Yeah.
And you have to have some of those innate skills, right?
Yes.
That's good. Good. And who else? Anybody else chimed in? Comments? Okay. Oh, Michael Freeland. Welcome, Michael. Thank you for being on today in our studio audience. You said, blessings, lady, giving these nuggets to help others balance their lives. I love it. I think Michael liked the way you sat up in that chair. He's like, hey, I love this show. He's a DJ too. He's like, I can't even focus on the show. Talking about your nuggets, Kim. I focused on how she was sitting up in that chair. Yeah, anyway, okay, somebody laughing. Somebody said, okay, this is funny. Yes, Robert Phillips, glad to have you. He said he's visiting from Charlotte, North Carolina. You're right here in my backyard. Hey, Robert. And who else is on? Tony, you said you're from the United States of America, these great United States of America. Good morning to you. Good morning. Great morning. Glad to have you all on. Continue to type your comments. Okay, let's see. Wyoming Glenn said, if failure was not an option, I would open a bakery. Wow, nationwide. What advice would you give Wyoming? Let's come up with some solutions with her.
Just do it. Getting clarity, putting it out on paper. What type of bakery? Would it be just cakes? Would you limit yourself to cakes, cupcakes? Would you do quiches? What would you do? Like, write it out. And the more you write it out, the more clarity you gain. And once you do that, you have that clarity. Now it's time to plug in the resources. How do I open up a bakery? How do I file for an LLC in my respective state? What are the rules and regulations associated with opening a bakery in my state? Yes,
that's some great feedback. And everything that Althisha is saying is absolutely spot on, Wyoming. If you want to have a bakery, you have to identify everything that she's already shared. What specific are you going to be? A bakery that only focuses on cakes? Are you only focusing on muffins? Are you only focusing on the quiche or whatever? And making sure that you have a very specific focus area with your entity, your business. And then who's going to be your target market? Who's going to be who you'll actually say, I want to focus on moms that are coming between picking their kids up in the carpool line, like really being as specific as possible and honing in on that niche, or NICHE, people call it niche, whatever. The point is identifying your target market and making sure that I know who you're going to be serving, because then that's going to help you with your packaging. That's going to help you with your branding. That's going to help you with your marketing materials, where you actually market, where you're going to be hanging out on social media to be able to be a part of some of those groups that would serve the customers that you're interested in. So this is technically a mini session for you between Althisha and Kim. We're trying to give some solutions. So people are, let's see, I'm working on my bachelor's in psychology, then getting my master's in social work. Excellent, Mackenzie. Because psychology, understanding the way that people think in their minds, is going to help you be able to better serve in that social work capacity. Any feedback for Mackenzie, Althisha?
Absolutely. You said it, Kim. Knowing how to engage and interact with people and having that buy-in. If you're wanting to become a social worker, that's very important. Being able to relate to that person and meet them where they are and be able to see the bigger picture. So that degree in psychology, absolutely. You're definitely on track.
Excellent. Oh, here. Okay. Wyoming Glenn, you're with Ruby G Buttercream. Is that what it is? Oh, girl, bye. Yes, Ruby G's Buttercream, y'all. I talk about them all the time. Let me pull Ruby G's Buttercream up here. I have you saved right here. And I am going to take you guys for a second to Ruby G's Buttercream website, and you'll be able to see it out this as well. They've served as a sponsor here on the Kim Jacobs Show, and I have enjoyed, when I say thoroughly enjoyed their desserts over the holidays. It's one thing to have somebody be a sponsor on the show. It's another thing to have somebody be a sponsor on the show and you've actually tasted their product.
Absolutely.
OMG. I had some of the chocolate bombs that you can actually drop them down in warm chocolate milk. They were so, you can drop them in warm milk, not chocolate, but just regular milk. And it turns into this chocolate decadence and a surprise little thing on the inside. I won't even say what the surprise is. Get your own chocolate bomb. Then on top of that, Althisha, they have the 7-Up cake, chocolate covered strawberries. I'm allergic to strawberries, but I still bought multiple dozen to share them with some of my neighbors. OMG, people were so happy, drizzled in gold. And let me show y'all their website right quick.
So she has a mentor.
Oh. Huh?
She's more hands-on. So she has a mentor. So she has the step stool, which is very important.
Yes. So Ruby G's Buttercream Sensation. Here are some. They have amazing cakes, Hershey bar cake. They have, you name it. These are some of the images. Can you guys see some of these images?
Yes.
That's a 7-Up pound cake. That'll make you say you're gonna back up right from that last slice. That last slice. That's mine. That right there, mine. And so this couple, they're talking about their story from their home to yours, and it's some great stuff that they're offering. So you can definitely check out rubygbutter.com. Make sure you tell them that the Kim Jacobs Show sent you. Ruby G, Wyoming, we can talk even more offline, but it's some great stuff. I want to publish my own autobiography, Ray Love says.
Wow.
That's awesome. Any feedback for her?
What does she do?
What do you tell us more about what you do, Ray, and give us more details? And I think I already know you, so I'll let you elaborate yourself on what you do and what would your autobiography kind of focus around, because we would need to identify what area of your life are you going to share, because you can't share everything. So it's got to be kind of like, okay, I'm going to share this component of my journey, you know. So tell us more so Althisha can give you some feedback. Althisha, tell us now, you are also the author of some books. So when we come back after the commercial break, I want you to talk about some of your books and some of the learnings that people can expect to learn and how they can get copies of your book. So let's take a quick commercial break and we'll be right back with Althisha Matthews. And yes, if y'all are already getting some serious knowledge about how to overcome fear and put it into action, put a 1 in the comments and we'll be right back. We'll see who put the 1 in the commercial break.
I'm attorney Kenneth D. Snow, and at the Snow Legal Group, justice is our job.
For more than 20 years, Attorney Snow has been fighting for justice and winning cases in the Carolinas by providing aggressive representation in criminal defense, domestic violence, family law, serious injury, and wrongful death. If you've been injured or lost a loved one in an accident, including tractor trailer or rideshare, you need the Snow Legal Group by your side, fighting for justice and fighting for you. Visit snowlegal.com. Call 704-358-0026 for a free virtual consultation. Located at 6827 Fairview Road, Suite D in South Park.
Make sure you stay connected with The Kim Jacobs Show. You can follow us on YouTube and subscribe there. Turn on your notifications and you'll receive all of our notifications when we go live at 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thank you so much for supporting The Kim Jacobs Show. Welcome back to this episode of The Kim Jacobs Show. And thank you so much, Althisha, for being my guest today. We're talking about how to overcome fear so that it doesn't stifle us, get us stuck. Yes. What are some of your takeaways for people? And tell us one of your books that you want to talk about so people know how to get the book, and then some takeaway points for us too.
Absolutely. So I have a book that's being released in March 12th to be exact, and it's called Momentous Doing, Overcoming the Fear of Getting Things Done. So you can get that pre-order right now at Amazon, but it will also be available on March 12th, on Audible as well.
Oh, good. Okay. And so what can people expect when they read Momentous Doing, Overcoming the Fear of Getting Things Done? What's like, give us a few points that they can say, this is what you're going to learn when you read this book.
Okay. You're going to learn if time is really an issue or if it's something more deep within, like self-doubt. A lot of people have a lot of dreams and a lot of plans, and the world needs you. But we continue to have the tendency to doubt ourselves. Am I good enough? Do people want to hear what I have to say? Absolutely. Someone needs to hear what you have to say. And an audience of one is still an audience.
An audience of one, y'all. Listen, we're not going to just brush over this. This is stuff you guys take away as notes in your. I always encourage you, please have some. I don't care if it's a dollar store. I have thousands of journals because I'm forever. I have notes all the time. Make sure you take notes and apply what's being shared today. We're typing them here. You can go back later and watch them, and you can also start watch parties as well. But she said an audience of one is still an audience. An audience of one is still an audience. Why is that important, Althisha? Because some people are only worried about striving just for the grandiose. That audience of one, say it.
The audience of one is still an audience. Is so important because first your audience has to start with you. You have to believe what you're saying first, right? But if you're going live and only one person is viewing your live, that's that one person that could need to hear what you're saying. And that one person tell their friends, and that's how you grow organically. It starts with one.
That's good. That's good. An audience of one is still an audience. So if you have someone that's taking the time out of, I heard Joseph Wooten, he was on my show recently. He said there are over 6 billion people. Okay. Do you know I don't know in what statistic he was saying it, I'm sure he said in the world, and they've taken the opportunity to have a conversation with him about something or to learn from him about the historical points he was sharing. That's a big deal. So if somebody takes time to be a part of this show, to be a part of reading your books, to learn about your fear, overcoming fear techniques, that audience member is important. So you should roll out the red carpet to them just like you are if it was 1 million people. You know?
Absolutely.
I love that. I love that.
Someone needs to hear your story. Someone needs to read that book that you've been working on for 2+ years. And hey, I get it. It's okay. I've always been a major procrastinator. But once you know that you have an audience, and even if it's just that one person, you owe it to that one person to share your story, to share your treats, such as the woman aspiring to own her own bakery nationwide. She's dreaming big. She didn't limit herself to just the state in which she's in. She said nationwide. So, but it still starts with one location. So a bakery in one state, it's still a bakery, right?
Yes, it is.
Absolutely.
So your book, because I'm typing this right here in the comments, so if you see me leaning over doing it, that's what's happening. Momentous Living, Overcoming the Fear of Getting Things Done. It's available on Amazon, right?
For pre-order, yes.
Available for pre-order. Okay. Yes. For pre-order. Yes. Make sure, when is it going to be released?
March 12th.
Okay. On Amazon, but you can pre-order it right now, and it's by Althisha. I'm putting it right here. Althisha Matthews.
The pre-order is $9.99, but once it's released, it's going to be $15.99. So now is the best time to pre-order it.
That is important, everybody. So if you're going to go and pre-order your copy, put $9.99 because that's the cost of it, $9.99, which is going to save you if you go ahead and pre-order. So when it comes out, you won't have to pay the $15.99.
Yes.
You can get Momentous Living, Overcoming the Fear of Getting Things Done is available for pre-order on Amazon right now for only $9.99, and it's by Althisha Matthews. And she's here today talking to us about how we can overcome that fear. And one of the points she just made is make sure you respect your audience and appreciate that audience of one. Any other points you want to share with us?
Identifying the naysayers. That's a huge one. To include myself, I have a very small circle, and some people could say, well, I'm very introvert. I have a very small circle, but you can have naysayers within that circle that I identify as dream killers, and they will talk you out of your dreams. They will have you feeling as though you cannot do it.
Wow.
So being able to identify your dream killers or your naysayers is very important. And we talk about that as well in the book.
I love that. I call those dream thieves.
Yes, absolutely.
That's funny. Okay. People were looking for the link, but yeah, and backstage they were saying they're trying to find the link for the Amazon book for you so we could put it in the bio.
Momentous Doing. Yes. Or you can go on Amazon, just type my first name and it pops right up.
Oh, Momentous Doing.
Yes.
It's Momentous Doing, y'all. That's why we're not finding it.
I love Momentous Living, though.
Okay.
That might be a sequel. I love that.
It's Momentous Doing.
Yes.
On Amazon. That's why okay, we'll have that link for you guys, and I have people working with me backstage that's looking to pull that up for you. Thank you so much, Shannon and Mackenzie backstage as well. Momentous Doing on Amazon is where you'll be able to find the book that is authored by Althisha Matthews. But that is a good idea, right? To say Momentous Living too. So
I love that. I love that. You're onto something.
Hey, so now like my kids be doing that, whatever they be doing with their hand. I'm like, my kids said, please, Mom, please don't ever do that dance out in the public because you look like you're doing something wrong and in slow motion. I'm like, stop it, Mom. But anyway, yes. So you're saying avoiding your naysayers.
Absolutely.
Avoid those naysayers.
Absolutely.
And have you had some people along your journey that have really discouraged you, or have most people celebrated you?
A mixture. Of course, we're always going to have your cheerleaders, but I've had some naysayers as well. And they're very subtle. So that's why it's very important to be able to identify, because they're not going to come out and just say, you can't do that. That's not you. And you have to do this and that. No, it's very subtle. And it's more so like, well, that's never been done before. And they're planting that seed of doubt.
Wow.
That's the last thing that we need is a seed of doubt. It's never been done before.
They're not just directly saying, look, I don't know why you're doing that. They're not saying it just like so matter of fact.
No.
But how do they say it? Say it again.
Now, it's never been done before. Just like that. Now, it's never been done before. And that right there, droplings. That's a seed of doubt. And we don't need that. We need the momentum to continue forward. We don't need any doubt. Doubts. Because it's a blockage right there.
And now how do you address people? And you can give this example because people that are on watching today would probably love to hear this answer. How do you deal with these naysayers in a way that still doesn't ruin the relationship?
Well, it's the first time for everything.
That's a great answer.
It's the first time for everything. And it really is. It really is. We're in the world where you want to identify yourself as either a follower or a trendsetter. So if it's never been done before, guess what? Somebody has to do it, and there's no better person to do it than myself. So it's going to get done. You have to constantly tell yourself that. And I get it. A lot of people may suffer with that lack of confidence, but you have to continue to feed yourself. That self-talk is so important. You have to know what your ability is, what your gift is, what your purpose is, what you offer to the world, and just know that you're going to hear, well, it's never been done before, but just do it anyway. Because somebody is there needing to hear your story, needing to step into your bakery. needing to receive what you have to offer the world. So if you're going to allow it's never been done before to rob you of your dreams and your passion, you got to move that out of the way. And the book helps you identify who those people are. And it's not always those who you suspect. Oh, those the haters. No, not necessarily. You have some people that really won't wish you well, but because it's never been done before, or because they lack your vision, which is 10 times out of 10 is the issue, they'll tell you. And it's more so coming from a heart of, I don't want to see you let down. I don't want to see you disappointed. It's not about that. Because you have enough passion, enough dream, enough belief in yourself, you'll get it done.
You better believe it. You better believe it. That's why, I was telling people before that I had a show that had been on PBS for 3 seasons and on the Word Network. And then when coronavirus hit here, I was like, okay, well, how am I going to still keep my show going? I was filming in front of a studio audience, blah, 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 flying people in. But just reinventing yourself and being creative and being innovative. And so now doing the show here online, I've started doing a training with people because so many people have asked, well, Kim, how do you start this show online? What do you do from A to Z and so forth? So I will tell you guys as something that I'm offering and I've been offering as a part of this is one of my sponsors, me. I'm sponsoring myself today on the Kim Jacobs Show. I'll take you to this right quick. If you're looking for one-on-one coaching and consulting, here's something that I do offer as well. And what happens is I work with entrepreneurs, women that are looking to start and grow their businesses of their dreams. But most specifically, some people are interested in starting a show from scratch. So I've been doing an online training, an 8-week course to teach people how to officially start their own business and their own show from A to Z. And then there are people that work with me that would like just one-on-one coaching, and we hone in on what their specific niche market is and the target audience and ready to get started with that. So if you're interested in learning more about the coaching and the services that I offer one-on-one, then definitely go to kimjacobsconsulting.com and then I'll be able to work with you. I do 4 one-hour coaching sessions, 4 one-hour solutions-based coaching sessions. And that's something that I offer to my clients. We get on this same platform and we look at each other, we share screens, and we talk through what your goals and your dreams are. And so definitely take advantage of that. And you can click on that link to learn exactly what you need to do to be able to book your session from there. And that's Kim Jacobs Consulting. So make sure you take advantage of that. All right. So how can people get the book that you currently have? The Divine Unity, Anchored in Love.
So that book is available on Audible. I love hearing the narrator. The narrator is awesome. You can also get it on Amazon as well. Barnes and Noble is available just about anywhere you can get books.
I'm going to get the Audible one because I
love it.
I have Audible, and I also usually get the books. I can highlight the point that was made on the Audible. I'm an Audible learner and I'm a visual learner. So but I'm an avid reader. So I read books literally every week, multiple times a week. Divine Unity, Anchored in Love is available on Audible and on Amazon.
Absolutely.
You guys, and this is by Althisha Matthews. Make sure you all that you get a copy of these books because I can tell that they're going to be life-changing material for you all. Divine Unity, Anchored in Love.
Yes.
It's available via Audible and also available on Amazon. It's by Althisha Matthews, our guest today. And what kind of takeaways from the Divine Unity book do you have?
So everyone can relate to that book. If you've been in a tumultuous relationship and it really took you to a place where, okay, I need to realize, why am I attracting this type of mate? Let me take a look in the mirror and start with self-discovery. So that book goes from a wide range of roller coaster of emotions. You go from happiness, bliss, everybody can relate to that in the early stages of a relationship. Then now you're second guessing, hey, is this person who they say they are? To, okay, now you're experiencing separation or heartbreak. But after that heartbreak, there's a buildup to where I need to take a look at myself. Right. What's inside of me that this person is mirroring? Is this person showing me some things that I've done to people.
Right.
And you take a pause, and that's where I'm at now. You take a pause, you don't rebound. You take a pause and you really dig deep. And you go within and get that self-discovery and say, okay, this needs to change about me.
About me.
Not liking that person at all, to like despising that person, to now having more compassion for that person because they can only meet you where they've met themselves.
That's you know what, that right there, Althisha, you preached. Because so often people this is really good. I'm excited about getting this book, because sometimes when people are hurt, then they look to hurt other people. They talk, I mean, you hear that often, hurt people.
Absolutely.
And I totally feel the opposite of that. I'm like, why would I want to hurt somebody that I've loved for so long? I don't want to hurt anybody. I don't want to hurt my brother. I don't want to hurt I have two brothers. I don't want to hurt my two brothers. I don't want to hurt my sister. I don't want to hurt my mom. I don't want to hurt my children, my husband. I don't want to hurt these people. Why? And even if things don't work out the way that I think they should, doesn't mean that I want that person to have harm or hurt in any way, shape, or form. How can that be? I was like, I love you my whole life, you know? Now, all of a sudden, because of an incident or a situation, it's like, everything's for naught. It's like, what? Who does this? Don't do this to people. You still love, right?
That's true, Kim. But we develop attachments, and where we think that we're attached to a person, no, we're attached to the expectations that we've placed on that person.
Good.
So learning not to attach an expectation to a person and actually being able to experience them for who they are authentically,
yes,
allows you to really get that person for who they are. But if you're holding such expectations to a person, and that person in the beginning is trying to hold true to those expectations,
right,
they're never going to do it if it's not who they really are and it's not in them to do. And you're left with a disappointment because this person did not meet your expectations that you've placed, not what this person has promised you, or a commitment that this person has made to you that makes you angry. It's your attachment to that expectation that was not met that causes so much bitterness and so much disappointment. If you learn to detach from expectations going into a relationship, you'll find that you'll be able to experience that person for who they truly are, and they're not forced to wear masks to be who you want them to be, if that makes sense at all.
Girl, let me put this, and y'all type it too. Y'all put this comment. Everybody that agrees with me, put this in the comment. Preach. Put in the comments. Preach out there, chef. Preach. Because you preach over there.
We have to detach from expectations.
I love that. I love what you're sharing. Yes, my mom is on. She said, wow. I know that's how she said it. Wow.
Absolutely.
Yes, because it sounds like what you're saying is that we have so many expectations, but they're really false expectations, because at the end of the day, it's not the expectation that they even have on themselves.
Exactly.
It's like, you have this expectation. I never told you I'll go.
Exactly. So you're automatically throwing them into a little pail, and they're having to dance and do a little pony show for you, and it's not who they are.
Mm-hmm.
So where they're going to grow to be resentful because you're making them, let me put on this shirt. That shirt doesn't fit me. These pants doesn't fit me.
It's like, I am not
me.
I have some friends talking about they a size medium, and they my size. Girl, you better not talk about size medium. You know goodness well if I am not a medium, okay? So I don't need to be lying to myself and lying to nobody else. I told my family for Christmas, right? Because they forever buy me stuff, and they do a great job, and I love everything that they buy me. It's amazing stuff. But I'm like, do not buy me an extra large, because I don't wear an extra large. If you don't buy me right now the size that I am, I'm not gonna be able to fit it, and it's gonna be all tight around my gut. And then I'm sitting here like, why would y'all spend your money on somebody that ain't my size?
Exactly.
You know?
Exactly.
So you gotta Oh my gosh, people said preach out this, preach.
So that book, initially, my mom read it and she said, why so angry? But it's not about that. It's really a build up, and it's really an evolution of how a relationship typically is. You get disappointed because you've held these imaginary expectations, and you have to really go within self and look. So it's really a book that promotes healing. But my mom's like, why so angry? Why so angry? You know, but
so angry, so vile. You're like, Mom, it's not. It's so true.
It's
Stop
so
putting false expectations on people, and then everybody can live a happier life. Because that's, I think, I don't know, and you can tell me because I'm not 100% sure of why this is the case. I'm trying to, but let me understand. Is it why some people, when they are going through divorce or separate, I don't know what phase of your life, I don't know what's going on. I'm just asking generic. Okay. You're the author of Divine Unity Anchored in Love, so I'm trying to figure this out, right?
Okay.
People that are going through different phases of relationships like that, I wonder, is it that they find out who the people really are, that's why they then are angry with the, because I don't understand why a person becomes so angry with somebody else if you love that person. And now all of a sudden it's like, die. It's like, why do you want that kind of outcome for the person that you've loved so long? Any thought?
That's an awesome question. And no, it's not that they found out who that person actually is. That person just then realizes that, hey, look, I'm not who you want me to be. I'm not dancing to the beat of your drum. I have to be who I am. And that person stops trying to live up to that expectation.
Right.
And it kind of grows resentment. So I wouldn't say that the person shows who they actually are or takes off the mask, but they grow to be resentful to the person that's holding their expectations. You know, you're holding these expectations of me that I'm trying to deliver, but I'm not meeting your expectations. I wouldn't even call them standards. So now you're treating me in a manner in which your disappointment or ridiculing me, I'm going to grow resentment. Because it's not fair. And I had to identify as that person on that giving end. It wasn't fair for my mate at the time to have to dance to the beat of my drum, and he could never be his true self. And to where once he stopped trying to live to the expectation and say, hey, look, this is me, take it or leave it. I'm looking at that as, oh, you're being combative or you're being defensive. No, I'm being true to myself. To where now if he's watching, good for you. Good for you. You know, you can only
you talking to somebody specific, Althisha. You so funny. You done leaned into the camera. You like, I'm like, who you talking to, Althisha? You like, good for you, baby. Good for you.
No,
good
good for my ex. And he knows who he is, and he's probably tuning in. But good for him. You know, he.
Oh, is that why you were sitting up extra like that too? Because you knew he was tuning in?
No.
But no, so you actually, at this point, you're congratulating him because he's true to himself, and you're able to be at that level of maturity to say, thank God you came into your own, and you finally got the chance to live your true, authentic self.
Yes. We have to pull the strings off. Pull the strings off. Absolutely.
I love it. That's great, mature advice, Althisha. Great. So not only did you get to hear about fear today, but you also got to hear about divine unity that ultimately anchors you in love by this great author, Althisha Matthews. Her information that we're sharing is going to be all throughout the comment section, so you'll be able to get the book, and the link is right there as well. So there's no reason for you not to be able to go there, click right on the links that's provided to get a copy of Divine Unity, Anchored in Love, Momentous Doing, which is overcoming the fear of getting things done.
Yes.
And wow. Yes, your own affirmations. I see your comment, Wyoming. Excellent. Any other comments that's coming in, let us know. My mom said, okay, they all said preach. Yes, people like you preaching your head off up on this show today. Excellent. Any other takeaways that you wanted people to know about? Because you said a lot. I mean, you've dropped a whole lot of knowledge.
Yeah. If I could leave people with takeaways just on a holistic mindset shift, Know that you are worthy enough, and your worth is attached to you. It's not attached to not even the people that brought you into this world. They don't get to determine your worth. The only person that gets to determine your worth is you. So know that you're worthy enough. Know that you are beyond good enough, and you are a gift to the world. You have in you a gift for the world, and someone needs to hear, read, or see it. So share it.
You are, girl, you talking my language. I love, when I say I love for people to know that they are so important and so valued and
Absolutely.
so necessary. And
Absolutely.
you heard my prayer backstage. We're the ones that salt the earth.
Yes.
We salt the earth. And if we don't let our stories be told and known, then the whole world misses out, y'all.
So true. So true.
I'm so glad you're on this show today. I'm so glad you're my guest. You have been just a wonderful breath of fresh air. And we never addressed, let's go back and address Ray. Ray said, y'all, I don't even know what Ray's comment is, but I see she said, y'all know me, y'all both know me. She said, I'm in healthcare. I'm in the health. It's Rachel. She said,
Rachel.
Okay, she said, y'all both know me. LOL. I currently work in healthcare. So she said she wants to write an autobiography. Any feedback for her? I don't want to get off without addressing her.
You know what? Now that I know who that is, you most definitely can do it. You've gone through, girl, you've gone through like a major transformation. I would love to personally read that autobiography. So do it, Rachel. Do it. I would love to read that.
And Rachel, you have here an author 3 times over, which is Althisha Matthews. I'm also an author 3 times over, and you can definitely talk with either of us to get some advice on what we did. I don't know if did you self-publish or go through a publisher? I'm not sure how you did yours, Althisha, but whatever way she did it, you don't even have to reveal it right now. And whatever way I did it, we'll be happy to share those ways with you, so that you can be able to make the best informed decision on what you're going to do. Because it's just a matter of opening, like you putting it out here. You want to do an autobiography? Let's do it, baby.
Do it.
Let's do it.
Do it. I love it.
So it's exciting. You contact Althisha. How can people stay in contact with you?
Well, you can find me on social media, and it's just my first and last name, nothing fancy. On Instagram, I am Althisha, or unapologeticallyworthy.com.
Do we have that backstage, y'all? Her contact information? Okay, Althisha Matthews on all social media.
Yes, I am Althisha on Instagram. That's my handle.
And at I am Althisha.
Yes.
On Instagram, on IG.
See that affirmation right there? That I am before anything.
Yeah, why did you say that? Tell us right quick.
Because before anything, I am Althisha. Before anything, I am myself. Absolutely.
Wow. So
truly, authentically.
That is good. That's good. Before I am a mother, before I am a wife, before I am a daughter, before I am a friend, before I am a talk show host, I am, in your case, Althisha.
Absolutely.
Wow.
Absolutely.
Girl, I sit back in my chair sometimes. Used to do high five in the studio, but this right here, you did that.
Thank you.
I'm gonna put that on my app. I'm putting that right on my little sticky pad. I have my sticky pads from different things that I do, and I put them up here on my computer for affirmations and stuff. I'm getting ready to put that. I am Kim Jacobs. I am.
Absolutely. The one and only.
Kim. I was Kim before I was even Kim Jacobs. I am Kim. Oh, girl.
Absolutely. One and only.
I am. Yeah, I don't care how many other people's names is Kim, and you know not too many Althishas, so you good.
No.
You good to go. But do you know how many Kims there are in the world? Okay, but there's only one me.
One.
Out of all of those millions of sperm, God created you, Althisha. God created you, our viewing audience. God created each of us individually. Nobody else can be who we are created to be. Good God Almighty, you preached on the Kim.
That's why it's so important to be authentic, because no one else can be you but you. So absolutely.
Excellent. Well, Ray Love says thank you. And if you guys enjoyed today's episode, make sure you like it, you share it with your friends. Make sure you even start a watch party after you get off work and tell people, hey, we can just watch this show together. Today was a powerful episode. If you haven't subscribed to the Kim Jacobs Show on YouTube, please make sure that you take a moment and go to my YouTube channel and subscribe today. We are at, and you know what? Again, you got to put it out there. On YouTube, we have 913 subscribers now. Woo-hoo-hoo! Every baby step counts. So we're get to 1,000 subscribers, which I am so excited about. That's 913 audience of ones.
Awesome.
To you, Althisha, that we get the opportunity to bring balance to the world, one household at a time, 913 times over. Thanks to Althisha's teaching.
Thank you so much, Kim, for having me. Thank you all for viewing. I really appreciate it. It's been a pleasure, truly.
Oh my gosh, you are amazing. There's no limit. Atlanta, Georgia can't contain no Althisha Matthews. I'm telling you. No wonder you in Atlanta. You like everybody part the Red Sea. I am here.
Right. You have to be. You have to represent for yourself.
Oh,
absolutely.
I love it. If you don't overcome fear after watching this episode, I don't know. I don't even know what would help you, because
the book can help. The book can help. If this wasn't enough, they can get the book. That'll help for sure.
Make sure you follow Althisha Matthews on social media. You can follow her on Instagram. I am Althisha on IG, and I'm going to start following you right after this broadcast. My brother Courtney says, awesome show. He actually has a wellness companion program called Courtney Wellness Companion. So definitely, I'm sure he'll want to connect with you as well. Absolutely. And let's see, you just dropped so many tips. Let's see. Let me also let you guys know, Pastor Jacobs is praying for people on Quest Church prayer line 978-990-5000. The access code is 322-083#. Go over to the prayer line. We still have about 25 more minutes that you can be a part of that prayer, and this powerful prayer that's taking place across about everything that's happening in the land. And it's just so many things that's been shared. So make sure you all support the Kim Jacobs Show. You can do that through all of these different venues. Any support that you give to the show allows us to continue to provide original programming like this for you all. And if you're enjoying these type of guests and these type of shows, make sure you support the Kim Jacobs Show to keep the show thriving. Okay. This has been incredible. Get a copy of Divine Unity, Anchored in Love. The link is in the comment section. Audibly, you can get it, and on Amazon. And don't forget to pre-order. I'm trying to get up to this other one. Oh, I keep going to Momentous Living. Let me go. Even though I think that's going to be one of your books too. And
yes.
Momentous Doing, because it's about getting things done.
Absolutely.
Getting things done is what this book is about.
Yes.
This you can talk about merging Divine Unity, Anchored in Love, Momentous Doing, and make it Momentous Living in Unity.
Yes.
Remember that.
Absolutely. Pushing those emotions to the side that's not really serving you a purpose, and using that energy to focus on helping others, putting yourself out there in a momentous way that could change the lives of so many people. Absolutely.
You are amazing. Thank you guys. Tomorrow is Freestyle Friday, right? Tomorrow's Friday. Today's Thursday?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, this week went by kind of fast to me. Yeah. But anyway, it's going to be tomorrow's Freestyle Friday. You know the routine. We're going to talk about what you want to talk about. We're going to talk about health. We're going to talk about education. We're going to talk about politics. We're going to talk about celebrity news, everything that's been going on all throughout the week in our country. We'll be talking about it tomorrow on Freestyle Friday at 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thank you guys for tuning in to this episode of The Kim Jacobs Show. Thank you, Althisha.
It's been a pleasure. Thank you for having me, Kim.
I love having you. Have a great day, everybody. See you tomorrow at 11. Thank you so much to our special guest, Althisha Matthews, author of Divine Unity, Anchored in Love, and Momentous Doing, Overcoming the Fear of Getting Things Done. Thank you for watching today.